So, a concept related to both point and line in analytic geometry is finding the directed distance from a line to a point. So, pag sinabing directed distance, it means that we have to consider whether it's positive or negative. Kasi the sign gives us the direction that we would have. So, the directed distance from a line to a point can be found from the equation of the line and the coordinates of a point. Now, we have two special cases. First, if the line is horizontal. Now, generally speaking, sinabi lang natin kung ano yung forms ng linear equations, but we were not able to point out what would be the equation of lines if they are vertical or horizontal. Now, if you would recall, a horizontal line has a slope of 0. So, if we are going to have that in slope-intercept form, ayusin muna natin. So, since in the horizontal line, the slope is equal to 0, if we are to substitute that in the slope-intercept form, y is equal to mx plus b, then substituting that we'll have y is equal to 0 times x plus b, and 0 times x is 0. Therefore, the equation y is equal to b, where b is any constant. Kaya dito, a, kasi a is just any constant. So, this is the equation of a horizontal line. Horizontal. For a vertical line, baba natin ang konti. For a vertical line here, we have a slope that is undefined. Undefined slope. So we don't have, or we cannot show actually through algebraic process paano naging x equals a yung ating graph. But we can just simply look at it geometrically. That if, for example, this is the number a in the x-axis, a vertical line that will pass through a would be this. Ito. So all the points in this line would have an x-abscissa of a, and then ito, kung ano man ito. Depende dito, ito depende dyan. So whatever happens, the value of the x-coordinate or the abscissa would always be a. Kaya siya x equals a. So again, if it's a horizontal line, it's y equals a constant. If it's a vertical line, it's x equals a constant. Now, if we want to show the directed distance from these two special lines, we can actually simply count them. Kaya yung makikita yung formula dito, minus, because we're counting. So for example, we have the line. Let's have a Cartesian plane here. So say this is that line. So say for example, we have the horizontal line y equals a. Ito. Let's say we have this horizontal line y equals a. So the distance now of this point, for example, this point with coordinates x sub 1, y sub 1, bibilangan mo to. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So what would happen is that we're going now to subtract dahil ordinate to. So if you're going to see, this is a vertical distance. So yan ay pababa or pataas. And if you remember, in rise over run, rise is y. Kaya, y ang ginagamit natin. Ito. That's why this distance would be y sub 1 minus a. Ayan. And if this is positive, ayan, and if that is a positive value, then, well, it's a positive value. Kasi nga, it's a directed distance. So, more or less, it can be a positive or a negative value. Pwede kasi mag-negative. And if it's a negative value, more or less, it's somewhere down here below. Kasi pag nag-negative siya, it goes below. So positive, it's above the line. Negative is below the line. Right. So for a vertical line now, say for example, we have the vertical line as equals n power into u. Yeah. This is the vertical line x equals a. If this is the point, sa coordinates of x sub 2, y sub 2 na. So the distance, ayan. So distance now would be, you count how many units that would be. And this distance here, kung papansin nyo, abscissa ito. This run is x. So therefore, we're going to have x, although sa formula x sub 1, kasi yun yung abscissa nung any given point, but since this one, it becomes x sub 2 minus a. Ito yun. Again, if it's a positive value, then most probably it's here on the right, and if it's a negative value, it's here on the left. So those are the special cases in finding the directed distance between a line and a point. Now, the general case is given here. So the general case is given by this formula here. Let's write it in a more appropriate way. So this one here, ang given, as you might have noticed, it's in general form. So in general form, ax plus by plus equals 0, then x sub 1, y sub 1. So the distance would then be equal to ax sub 1, a sub 1 plus by sub 1, by sub 1 plus c over positive or negative square root of a squared plus b squared. This is reliant on the sign of b. So the sign of the denominator is reliant on the sign of b. Okay? So that is the general case. I'm not going to show anymore where it comes from because it will take time. So let's have some specific examples for this. For the first one, explicitly we're asked to solve for the directed distance from the given line to the given point. So in number 1, we have the line y plus 7 equals 0. What is its distance from the point negative 3, 1? Ngayon, kung naka-general form yan, ax plus by plus c equals 0, pwede natin gamitin yung general case. However, kung mapapansin nyo, y lang. Technically, pag nag-transpose ka, this becomes y is equal to negative 7. And this is a horizontal line. Kasi nga, it's just y equals a constant. So therefore, we don't need to use the complicated formula. If we want to find the distance between this line and the point, all we need to do is to subtract the coordinate, this coordinate, and this value here. So therefore, we're going to have 1 minus negative 7. And in doing so, we're going to have the value of 8. Therefore, the distance between this line and this point is 8. Para lang i-double check natin, let's graph the line. So, the point negative 3, 1 is this one here. That's the point negative 3, 1. While the line y equals negative 7, wait, let's fix the graph. Ayan, I fixed the coordinate axis so that 1, 2, 3, this is where negative 3, 1 is, but y equals negative 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, dito. There you go. This is the line y equals negative 7. So, if we're going to see from here to here, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 units. And it's going up, so it's positive. Therefore, the distance between the line y plus 7 equals 0 and the point negative 3, 1 would be 8 units. Let's now try number 2. Baba lang natin ang konti. So in number 2, what is the distance between the line x equals 3 and the point negative 4, negative 1? So since we know it's automatically x equals a non-zero constant, therefore this is a vertical line. And if it's a vertical line, then all we need to do is find the difference between this number here and the abscissa. So therefore, the distance will be equal to -4 minus 3. And that would be equal to -7. So let's see kung talagang negative dapat yan. Kasi hindi mali sa ating computation. So let's sketch our partition in here. Relative. So -4, 1, 2, 3, 4. -1, this is the point. -4, -1. So this is -4, -1. Then the line x equals 3, 1, 2, 3. Ito. So this should be, there you go, this is the line x equals 3. So if we're going to count, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pero since nasa kaliwa, it's on the left side, negative. So tama. Therefore, the distance between this line and this point is -7 meters. Now let's do number 3. So in number 3, we're asked to find the directed distance between the line 5x plus 12y plus 9 equals 0 to the point -3, 4. So, hindi yan vertical, hindi yan horizontal. So what we need to do is use the formula distance is equal to ax sub 1 plus by sub 1 plus c all over. So natin yan, all over the positive or negative square root of a squared plus b squared. So, again, this is a sub 1, b sub 1, b sub 1, and this is c. B sub 1, then this is c. This is x sub 1, this is y sub 1. So therefore, plugging in the values, we're going to have 5 times -3 plus 12 times 4 plus 9 all over. Since itong 12 ay positive, so positive yung denominator. So positive square root of 5 squared plus 12 squared. So equal to -15 plus 48 plus 9 all over the square root of 25 plus 144. Therefore, the numerator is simplified as 42 over square root of 25 plus 144, 169 is equal to 42 over 30. So therefore, the distance is 42 over 30 units. And let's just check anong itsura nitong line and point nito para makita natin bakit positive. So let's sketch first the Cartesian plane. So, oops, para sa ito. So let's add this one. There we go. So first, let's sketch the graph of 5x plus 12y plus 9 equals 0. To do so, let's write that in slope-intercept form. That might be the easiest one. So therefore, dito susulat 5x plus 12y. Sa kabilang dulo naman. 5x plus 12y plus 9 equals 0. If you want to write that in slope-intercept form, transpose na ito. Going to have 12y is equal to -5x minus 9. Mukhang magpa-fraction tayo dito. So, therefore, we divide now both sides by 12 here. Therefore, we're going to have y is equal to -5x minus 9 over 12. Paghiwalayin natin, so we're going to have y is equal to -5 over 12x minus 3/4. So there. So we're going to have a y-intercept of 3/4. So if this is 1, ang 3/4 natin ay ito. Let's assume that that is the point 3/4. And from there, we would have to compute a slope of -5 over 12. So if we're going to do this here, mukhang mas okay kung ibababa ko tapos kanan para dito siya sa kaya. Kasi this is negative, so I'm going to go down, then right, kaysa go up din yan. So, mahirap kasi the run is 12. Mas may space dito, so I'm going to go down here 5. So, that would be, I'm going to assume, kasi negative 3 points. So, that's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yan. And then, 12 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, rough guesstimate is here. So, yan, i-connect natin dalawang points. Oops. There. So, this is just a very rough sketch kasi hindi natin alam kung sa ating 3 points natin. So, a very rough sketch of the graph of 5x plus 12y plus 9 equals 0. The point is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ito ang point na negative 3, 4, which you can see is quote-unquote above the line. Ito siya sa taas. So that's why we have a positive distance. Kasi papasok di mo susuot sa sign, di ba? Kasi nasa taas siya technically no line. Hence, it's a positive distance. So that's how we get distances from a point to a line.